Hi, welcome back to Pearls of Motherhood. I'm your host, Diana.
And I'm your host, Tessie. So, why is it that when moms open up about their struggles, the response is often minimizing? A working mom says she's exhausted and hears, at least you get out of the house, you get a break. A stay at home mom says that she's touched out, and then she gets replied, at least you don't have to work or deal with office politics.
I know. It's like we're stuck in a competition of who's allowed to complain. And you know what? No one ever wins in that game. So, in today's episode, we're going to unpack the guilt, the comparison, and why empathy is the missing piece for all moms.
Yeah, so let's start with guilt. Okay. Moms carry this invisible backpack full of it. We all are constantly, literally just plagued with the mom guilt.
Hmm.
Yeah, and, like, stay-at-home moms often feel guilty for wanting a break because we don't get that very much, and technically, yeah, we don't work and we don't go to a job, but then working moms feel guilty for missing moments with their kids, which actually, that would be hard. I would
Hmm.
hate that. I would really hate that.
Yeah.
So, and the cycle just feeds itself.
Yeah, there's even research showing that nearly 60% of moms, 60% of moms experience guilt daily. I'm definitely one of those. and
Yeah.
and it usually spikes around work and family balance. So it's not just feelings, it's a mental health weight that moms are carrying. So I have a question for you to think about or just to answer. What's the most surprising quote, "You don't have it that bad" comment you've ever received? Like, "Oh, at least you don't have to get dressed for work every day. At least you get to spend more time with your kids than I do." Or "Ah, at least you can afford to stay home." Do you have anything, Tess?
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten that, like, "Oh, you're fortunate that you can be with, you get to you don't have to work."
Mhm.
I think it's more about, like, people think that I don't work because I don't have a job. That's, like, the main criticism I feel like I've ever gotten as far as, like, when I'm like, "Oh, I need help," or this and that or whatever, and
Because you sit at home eating bonbons and painting your nails all day with soon to be 5 kids crawling around, right? I mean,
yeah,
raising
I don't
4,
do
growing
anything.
1. I mean, come on. You don't do anything.
Just growing one alone is like running a marathon every single day, so right there is, like, full-time job.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. You're sharing your body, and that's
I
hard.
know. Yeah.
I get the, "Oh, at least you have help." I get that a lot.
Mhm.
So, yes, I have grandparents
Oh.
who come in and they help and they are heaven sent, but you know what? I'm still the mom. So, I get it. People from all directions, from parent and non parent, who say, well, at least you have help coming in every so often. But yeah, I have help. But the thing is that, and they're wonderful, but the thing is that I'm still mom. She still wants me above everyone else. And there are responsibilities that I still have to do regardless. Like, you know,
Mhm.
I have to give her a bath. I'm the one who gives her a bath. Like, she poops, I have to give her a bath. Yeah, other people can do it too, but it's on me because 'cause I'm mom.
Yeah, it's that thing where, yeah, I might have my husband at home or help around the house, grandparents or whatever, but I swear every time I walk into the room, I'm the one they've been with these other people. I'm the one bombarded with like, I want some blueberries, I want some juice. Can you get me a bottle? Can you do this? Blah blah. Like the second I walk in the room, it just like that's how it is all the time. I'm just like, seriously?
Sometimes I don't know if you feel this, but for me, when she's been with other people, which is wonderful, when she finally sees me, it's like she has to have me. And it's like all that time I spent with her, maybe it was like an hour not with her, becomes like intensified in 2 seconds. She needs everything from me within those 2 seconds that she sees me. Does that happen to you? Like there's a rebound effect almost?
Yeah. I guess that's what's happening. When I walk into the room, all of a sudden they're like super needy and just want all this attention from me, even if
Mhm.
I haven't even been gone that long.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I wonder what everyone else has to say, like, "Oh, that you don't have it that bad," comment. But that's mine. "At least
Mhm.
you have help," is the one I often get.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that I tend to, like, beat myself up a little bit more on this because 'cause I'm like, "I shouldn't be complaining. I'm very privileged. I'm very lucky. Like, I have a lot of blessings. Like, I have this great life, and here I am, like,
Yeah.
struggling or whatever, or, like, randomly crying over something that's difficult, or having to deal with, like, multiple, like, poop accidents in one day or something,
Or at the same
you
time.
know?" Yeah, and then I'm always trying to put it in perspective, like, "Well, I shouldn't be complaining, like, I get to be with my babies," you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's just like, I beat myself up a lot
You know what? I do that too.
internally.
Yeah. You know what? Now that I think about it, I do that too because you you're like, "Okay, I have everything I ever wanted, but I still want a break. Do I deserve a
Yeah.
break?" Yeah, you do. You do.
Yeah, you do.
It it's
Yeah.
hard to remember that.
Yeah. So, like, I think, like, a big key is, like, not to compare ourselves to anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, everybody it's it's not healthy, first of all. I
No.
feel like that's why social media is so unhealthy in general.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It becomes like the comparison Olympics, like, oh, it's a scoreboard of, "Oh, well, you do this and I do that," or "You don't have to do this and I do have to do that," type of mentality, right? Like, "Oh, she's so lucky she gets all the time with her kids when a full-time mom sees a stay-at-home mom," but when the stay-at-home mom is watching the working mom, she goes, "Oh, she must feel so fulfilled outside the house," right?
Yeah, I do feel like that. I'm sure that happens, like, I'm sure even just as a stay-at-home mom, sometimes I have days where I'm like, "Dude, it would be so much easier to go to the office, drink my coffee, hang out with my colleagues, like, do some work." But then, honestly, when I really stop and think about when I used to work, how stressful that was,
Mhm.
like, working is very stressful,
It is.
and I didn't even have kids at that time, so it's not necessarily a break, it's just like a different you're just doing a different role,
Yes.
it's not like you're just escaping.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely being with kids when they're having a bad day, screaming or whining, like, you have to put your earplugs in to the point that kind of day,
Mhm.
that's really hard. Those are the days where I'm like, "Man, I kinda wish that I could just escape to an office and
Yeah.
at least have, oh, quote, unquote, like, an excuse," you know what I mean? Because I feel like with stay-at-home moms, I feel like I don't really have, like, an excuse necessarily to leave. Because if I am leaving, it's for myself
Mhm.
most of the time,
Yeah.
or, like, grocery shopping or stuff like that. But anyways.
No, I completely agree with you. It's reframing it, right? It's everyone has a different perspective. And I'm totally guilty of being the stay-at-home mom and watching the career moms going, "Oh, it's so nice to wear real pants sometimes," or to wear, "Oh, I miss
Yeah.
my nice high heel shoes because I can't wear those to sprint after my daughter." So there is that envy and social like you said, social media increases those feelings of inadequacy because it's just a snapshot, right? It's fully
Mhm.
curated and it's not the whole picture. So, have you ever had a moment where you caught yourself comparing and how did you reframe it for yourself?
Hmm.
Can I
Go. You
well,
can go.
okay, so the whole thing with adult interactions, I miss that. I miss talking to grown-ups, but then I reframe it in this way. Well, maybe I'll get a nap time later is how I see it. Like, well, maybe if she goes out for a nap, but, my non-adult, maybe I get a nap too. So that's how I justify
Mhm.
it. I'm hoping for a nap at the in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I feel like what I do is compare myself to, like, successful, quote, unquote, like, moms,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I always had that drive and that vision to, like, have my own company and stuff like that, where I actually kind of feel so jealous of my husband that he
Yeah.
gets to actually, like, run our company, and even though he takes a lot of my advice and we talk about it and I'm just as I'm like not just as involved, but I'm involved.
Yeah, of course.
You know, it's not the same thing. Like, I kind of get jealous of him where I'm like, man, if only I could go and handle this situation in the way I would want to do it, but
Mhm.
I can't because this is my role,
Mhm.
is being with the babies. But here's the thing that is very interesting about that. It Over the years that we've had babies and had a company, it's so really interesting, but the more I try to insert myself into a role that is not necessarily the role that I'm supposed to be in right now, I'm supposed to be full mother mode, right? So every time I'm like interjecting myself too much into the business or being like too involved, it just goes haywire. Like, things go, it's really interesting. And then it's really interesting when I take a step back and put myself back in the role that I'm supposed to be in, which is like supporting my husband, being at home, raising the kids, focusing on all of that. The business thrives and
Really?
there's like less of the chaos.
So is it chaos at home or is it chaos at the office that it oh,
No, within the company,
okay,
within the company.
okay.
Like,
That's
random things happen. It's so interesting, you know, like, there's sometimes where, like, for instance, I'll try to insert myself in the hiring process, you know, because I have, like, a strong gut instinct, and I do feel like that's such an important role.
mhm.
It's, like, an important thing, like, hiring the right person, you know? So, but then it just ends up overwhelming me in the role that I'm supposed to be in, and I can't do either of them correctly, you know, like, I don't do
Yeah.
them either of them well, and
Mhm, because
then
you're
then
stretched.
mistakes are made. Yes, and so, like, but when I let my husband focus on, like, that part of our life, and I focus, you know what I mean? It's, like,
Yeah.
so different,
Yeah,
but I
it's
do
like
envy him a little bit.
yeah. Oh, I envy my husband. I'm like, "Oh, he gets to save lives."
Yeah.
And I'm like and then I go, "Wait, I'm saving a life every day. I'm saving her from, like, falling down the stairs. I'm feeding her." So, I'm doing that, and I'm saving him too because I keep him alive. Let's be honest. We do keep
Oh,
our
yeah.
husbands alive. No, I do reframe it that way,
Oh,
like,
for
no,
sure.
that's important too, but I do miss that. And honestly, sometimes and again, this is the comparison Olympics, I miss
Mhm.
I miss the productivity. I miss knowing that when I set my mind to something that I can get it to work because right now I don't have that ability to just focus on one thing because I'm always scrolling to something else, probably trying to save her life from something while I'm
Yeah.
just trying to make a salad or something. But I miss those project deadlines. I miss those brainstorming sessions with other adults. So I'm
Mhm.
guilty of it too.
Yeah, I miss the like, I really liked always before I liked to be challenged, you know, I liked a challenge. I liked to have to figure something out that was hard and, like, come up with a new way to do it, which I'm doing every day in my
Yes,
life too with 5 kids, but it's just
100%.
in a different capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially, we really are doing the same thing, only with smaller humans who are related to us.
And with no credit, like, nobody cares. Nobody even knows,
No,
actually.
no pay raise, no nothing like that.
Yeah, nothing.
No 10-minute bathroom breaks, but but yeah, I mean, it's there. We suffer from it, and it doesn't help in any shape or form, right?
No, yeah. It's true, like, it's just not healthy. It's not good to even think that way.
Yeah. But I mean, do we have a right to struggle?
Oh, definitely, because it is a struggle. The struggle is real.
Yeah.
I mean, is it really, like, harder listening to your toddler whine versus your coworker whine? I don't know.
Depends on how many times have you heard it, right?
Yeah.
Well,
The toddler just happens to be, like, ear piercing, that's all.
grown-ups can be too. I've heard some adults with ear piercing, um,
Whining.
opinions. But maybe we should
That's
try to
funny.
reframe it, right? So let's just say the real truth is that we all have a right to struggle. Every mom, no matter
Oh,
her
for
setup,
sure.
we all have the right to struggle. But let's reframe it. Instead of saying that we are complaining, let's say we're expressing ourselves. And it isn't a weakness. It's how we process, it's how we connect to other people, right? Research shows that voicing your struggles shows a reduced stress hormones like cortisol, which helps regulate emotions. So it actually is,
Mm.
expressing our thoughts and opinions or, quote unquote complaining, it's actually good for us.
Yeah, I feel like it's really good, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you can find another one or a really close friend who is going through similar struggles as you, like with same age group and stuff. And then you guys can just be like, man, this is just so hard.
Yeah.
And you just like know it, but you can talk about it and it's not in a bad way. It's just like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But like, yes. And then, okay, we're going to get through it
Exactly.
though.
It's funny because how often are we told, like, with our kids to, first of all, when they're complaining to or having a breakdown, that we identify with them. We say, I understand what you're going through. And that kind of diffuses the whole situation. And it's the same thing for us. I know for me, at least, I know if I'm flying off the handle and my husband goes, "Oh, honey, I understand." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I feel better now." And it's knowing that you're not, for me, it's knowing that I'm not alone. That's the big thing for me.
Yes.
So
That probably makes sense why women live longer. If us, like, venting reduces stress hormones, we're actually pretty good at that as women, I feel like, especially to our closest friends.
mhm.
At least me anyways.
Yeah.
I have, like, probably, like, 3 friends where I feel good about, like, okay, I can pretty much just vent to them and they know that I'm just, like, gonna get through it, get over it, but, it's just something about just getting it out just makes it feel so much better. You don't even have to say the other person doesn't even have to say anything
Mhm.
necessarily, just getting it out. And the problem about telling our husbands is, like, men are fixers. So then they all of a sudden want to start fixing all these problems or, like, coming up with solutions, and we're like, "It's not what we want. We just wanna vent. Like, just
Mhm.
let me, like, scream at you."
So I'm one of those where I wanna fix things because I want
Yeah,
to check it
me
off and
too.
move on. But I
Mhm.
know that with certain people that I talk to, I know that they just want to vent. So sometimes I'll even ask, "So do you want a solution or do you just want me to listen?" Like, that way I know where I fall. Like, "Okay, what do you need from me? Let me give you that."
Well, that's a really good question. I should use that too.
I've stepped in it
Yeah.
so many times of, "Oh, well, do this to fix it," and they're like, no, I know how to fix it, I just needed to vent." I'm like, "Oh, nuts." So I try to remind myself to do that. Have you ever felt guilty about wanting a break even though you love your kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel guilty whenever I'm not with my kids. I feel guilty. I'm like also, I feel like I'm missing a limb because 'cause I'm like, "Where's the rest of my body? It's not here. Where where is it?" Like, something is wrong. I'm just by myself. This is not normal.
It's too quiet, that's not right.
Yeah. I'm like, "I'm bored. What do I do with myself?"
So the other day, I needed a break. So my husband says, and it's finally been beautiful out. So he goes, "Honey, just go take a walk." And I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go take a walk around the neighborhood, get some fresh air, listen to my Audible book, and just get back to me." So I get out, I'm walking, and then all of a sudden I'm like, "What am I missing at home?" And so I rush home thinking I'm missing something. And no, dummy. The point was for you to get out and get some fresh air, take some time for yourself. And here I am running back, practically sprinting, go, "What did I miss?" I literally missed nothing. There was nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. My husband has to tell me to, like, "Okay, go take a break, go take a nap, or do this," and then I just, like, yeah, I feel bad the whole entire time pretty
Mhm.
much.
Yep. I do that too. I have a grandma and grandpa here, and they're like, "Oh, go relax." And I go, "Okay, I'm gonna go relax." And I lay there. I should be resting, but instead I'm going, "What am I missing?" And then I start doing stupid things. Like I start folding laundry for no reason. I don't have to fold the laundry. It'll still be there, but I feel guilty because I'm like, "Oh, I'm
That's
missing out on
true.
something."
Yeah, my big guilt is bedtime. Like, if I am not the one to personally, like, tuck in all of my kids,
Mm.
lay with them, sing them songs, like, if I'm not the one that does that with all of my kids, if I let my husband take some of that, like, I just feel like, "Oh my god, this is gonna ruin them forever," or just, like, stupid things in my head. But then it's also good for our kids to have relationships with their father, obviously, like, have that bonding moment with them, with their grandparents too, like, if the grandparents are, like, doing a
Yeah.
sleepover or something, like, that's, like, an important for them, so it is kinda silly that we feel guilty because we're actually doing them a favor,
Mhm. That
doing all everybody a favor, letting our husbands have some bonding time with our kids too,
Yeah, and grandparents, because
and grandparents.
it shows them variety, right? See, I'm the opposite. At night, I'm done. I'm so done. I by 8 o'clock, I am so ready for bed that when it and my daughter is a night owl, so she'll stay up, and even though my husband has to get up early for work, bedtime's on him. I don't care, I am done, and there are a few times where I've had to do bedtime, of course, because, you have to switch off your team, but I'm just like,
Mhm.
"Oh, why doesn't she go to bed? I don't wanna be here. Where's my husband? Where's your father?"
I know bedtime is hard, especially like the more you have, the
Mhm.
longer it gets drawn out, especially if you do it the way I do it, where I don't just like put them in bed and say goodnight. I'm just like, okay, I'm going to tuck them each in individually. I'm going to lay with each of them for a period of time. We're going to like sing and this and that. And that like literally takes forever.
How long does
And
it
there's
take?
some nights
How long does
I
it
mean, I think, like, sometimes up to 2 hours. It just depends
I
on
believe
how
it.
long it takes the kids to, like, fall asleep and stuff. But, now that I'm almost having my 5th, we've really consolidated bedtime down to, like, half hour, 45
Wow.
minutes, which is really nice. Because then I just have had to, like, cut off the amount of time that I'm with each of them,
Mhm.
because it's just not feasible.
It's
Like,
not.
I can't be, like, laying with kids for 3 hours at night.
Yeah, when you still haven't had
Silly.
dinner.
Exactly. I'm just like, "This is so silly," and they're all independent, like, they could do it.
Mhm.
It's probably more that I'm doing it for myself at this point.
But it's also
Oh,
nice,
well.
I remember bedtime with my mom, and there's 4 of us, and my mom kinda consolidated bedtime all together because she was like,
Mhm.
"There's just too many of you." But I
She was
remember
done,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, she was. She was so done. She's like, "Okay," and I remember just, like, fighting to curl up next to mom, like, to be the person next to mom because there's only mom only has 2 arms. So,
Mhm,
there's 4 of us, and of
mhm.
course, the baby gets 1 arm, so where did the other
Yes.
3 go? So, I always wanted to snuggle up to mom, but I often lost that one because 'cause I'm the oldest. Oh, wow.
Aw, I know, that's what happens to my oldest all the time too, it's so funny.
Now when I go over to lunch with my mom or something like that, I'm like, "Ma, I wanna snuggle."
Aw, that's sweet. Yeah, it is interesting, like, that's one of my memories from childhood is like bedtime, my mom tucking me in at bedtime, I
Mhm.
don't know why, that's, like, one of the strongest ones, and maybe it's because it's the most consistent, and for some reason, I, like, want my kids to always, like, go to bed with, like, good, happy memories
Yeah,
or whatever so that they hopefully have, like, happy dreams.
yeah,
Don't wake me up in the middle of the night.
seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan of the cry it out. I'm not a
Mm-mm.
fan of them, like, if they're upset or sometimes they just wanna talk forever, and that drags it out too.
Mhm.
But, like, I want them to go to bed in a happy space mentally,
Yeah.
not why would I wanna put my kid to bed in, like, a bad mental space? I wouldn't wanna go to bed like that, so
I
I
agree
don't
with you.
know.
But all this stuff, it's like it's the household mental load, right? all the things that moms
Mhm.
have to do, and moms handle 71% of the household mental load, like the planning the
Is it
meal.
only 71? Only?
That's a
I
stat. I think it's higher personally. Like,
feel like it's 95.
I I'd say 98, okay, just to be fair, 98.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll give the other ones 2%, but I mean, like, meal planning, the doctor appointments, remembering the birthday gifts, coordinating
Yeah.
activities. If it were up to my husband to remember everyone's birthday, I don't think we'd have very close friends or family. Everyone would be really resentful.
Oh my gosh, like, even I don't think my husband does any of he definitely doesn't plan meals. I'm not saying he doesn't do them, but he'll do them. There's no planning
Yeah.
involved, you know? The doctor's appointments, I schedule all of that,
Mhm.
keep track of that. Birthday parties, gifts, yeah, friends, family, it's like, what? I think
Vacations
that's 100%.
vacations or anything like that. Absolutely. They basically, my husband shows up where I tell him to. Hopefully, if I put it on his calendar, if I remember to put on his calendar. Like,
Yeah,
I even do his dentist appointments, I do all of his appointments too.
me too.
So I
Yeah.
put on his calendar. I put on his calendar for that.
Yeah,
So
same. We It's so funny though, like, I tell my husband, I'm like, "You know, it must be really nice to just have everything taken care of for you, and no wonder you can be so laid back and easygoing." But then it's like, he has all this other stuff that he deals with, like the adulting
yeah.
stuff, bills and
Mhm.
taxes and, like, the business and the mortgage, whatever, that I don't even have a clue.
Mhm.
So it's like, so you he's not, like, just completely, like, childlike.
He he's He is contributing. They all contribute in their own way, but let's face it. Okay, so for me, I do a lot of the adulting too. I do the adulting
Mhm,
and I do the household mental load, but I only have 1 kid
mhm,
and a
mhm.
monkey husband. But, that's something that's a totally different episode. Um, but it's a
So you
lot.
have 2 kids, actually.
I like to say 3. My daughter's 1 kid, my husband's 2 because he's big. He's bigger, so,
It's so much more work.
wrangling his stuff is much harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they
I mean, it
Yeah, go ahead.
it is exhausting, and, like, unlike a job, we don't get time off. There's no quitting. That's the hardest part, like, I swear about motherhood is, like, you do not get to say no.
Yeah.
You don't. You have to be the one. Studies show that burnout levels are similar both for stay-at-home moms and working moms. So it just shows up differently.
I I
Oh,
I
that
was
actually fascinates me.
that me too. When I read that, I was like, "Wow." Because I thought it was one more than the other, but it's similar because we're all doing it. We're all doing the same
Mhm.
thing. We're all lifting this mental load that and we're all burned out, right? So,
Mhm.
what
Because we're literally from like 6 a.m. till 9 p.m., regardless of whether you're going to work or staying at home. It's
Mhm.
like, for the most part, you are on shift until those babies fall asleep. And then some of the babies still wake up during the night, whether you work or not,
Mhm.
you're still getting up with them.
Yeah, and even when they're sleeping, you're probably catching up on stuff, not just like
Mhm.
Netflix or something like that, but maybe meal prep, maybe
Bills.
folding laundry,
Yeah.
maybe doing the bills, keeping a home over your heads or keeping electricity on.
Mhm. Mhm.
So what's an example of your invisible mental load, like, keeping track of their stuffed animals or remembering school events, things like that? What is a big invisible mental load for you, Tess?
Yeah, mine is, keeping track of all of their, like, extracurricular activities,
Mm.
which, believe it or not, though, we've been really considering cutting those down significantly because it's so much, and I can't remember everything. It has to be on the calendar. Even if it's on the calendar, I have to have an alert, and I still forget. Even with an alert, I miss things, like, big time,
Mhm.
and it's just like it's too much. Why? Why am I doing this to myself? I don't understand it.
Are they enjoying it? Do they enjoy it?
They enjoy it, but, I have a friend who she has 8 kids,
Oh
and she
gosh,
didn't do
bless her.
any activities I know. She didn't do any activities with them, until they were older, okay? Mine are, like, still very young.
They are.
Like, just leaving the house is hard,
Mhm.
and she didn't do that until they were older, and they're perfectly, like, fine, well-rounded human beings, like, nice humans, and they didn't miss out on anything, you know what I mean? I love how she doesn't even feel guilty about it, and it just is what it is. Now they get to start enjoying the activities, and so now, and I've also heard other families who are big, they make all of their kids, like, choose one activity
Mhm.
instead of having multiple they can't, like, do 2 sports, a season
Mhm.
or something, they have to pick 1, each kid gets to pick 1, and,
That makes
for the
sense.
most part, all of my kids are in the same activities, though, so it's not that bad because they're all in the same, like, karate class, and they're all in the same tumbling, so it's not terrible, but I just feel like it's a lot.
It is a lot, especially when you have multiples. I'm not really at the point of doing activities yet because mine's still little, and honestly, she doesn't really want to yet, and she doesn't follow direction very well, so I don't see that going well at all. So I'm gonna wait for a little while longer, but there is that like that FOMO. I have that. I'm a FOMO person to begin with. I'm always thinking I'm missing out on something for myself, but then there's being a mom FOMO, like, is my daughter missing out on something because I didn't enroll her in tumbling class before she could walk? Technically, no, but
Yeah,
maybe she did. I don't know. So I
it's like
struggle with that guilt.
well, we wonder in our head, like, "Oh my gosh, if I woulda started my daughter in tumbling at 2 or dance at 3, like, what could she be when she grows up?
Yeah,
Like, she could be an Olympus gold medalist, but I didn't start her early enough." Like, I think about that all the time too. Like, I'm like, "If I woulda started my boys in and then you see, like, these kids, you'll go to something, you'll see, like, a little kid doing like, playing violin, like, incredibly well, and you're like, "Oh my god, I missed that for my kid
yeah.
because I didn't do it," but who knows? Your kid might not have even picked it up.
Well, I also look at it this way, Simone Biles, the most amazing gymnast of all times and one of the greatest athletes of our time, I don't think she took up gymnastics until she was a little bit older anyway, she wasn't 3, so I'm going to try to find comfort in that my daughter's not necessarily missing out on
No.
anything yet. But you wanna know what a silly, invisible mental load for me is?
What?
Tracking her little tiny mini cars, like smaller than Matchbox cars, because she loves those, but having to track them, because right now there's 19 of them, and I don't know where they all go, and I do not wanna step on them in the middle of the night, so I go around tracking them on a regular basis. Right now, grandma's here with me right now, so it's great, but I know that when grandma goes home in a few days, I'm gonna struggle bus with that, and that's gonna be on my mind, like, where are the cars? Because she's gonna want them, and I don't know where she'll put them.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the toys, keeping my boys are always asking me, "Where's this toy? And where's that toy? And where's this toy?" And I'm just, like, over in my head, like, "Oh my god, did I throw it away?" I know. I'm, like, over here where, "Oh, man, I didn't think they wanted that toy anymore. Did I throw it away?" And I'm, like, panicking. Like
Another part of my invisible mental load is my husband losing things, so he'll ask, like, "Where are my AirPods?" And I always think, "Did I throw it in the wash?" Because 'Cause I've done that. And I'm like, "Oh, are they in the wash? I don't know."
You should just buy, like, extra backup pairs of AirPods in case you wash them. 'Em. You're just like, "Oh, I didn't do anything.
F
Here they are."
FYI, he has 4 sets of them, and we still lose them, so I don't know, nothing's helping me there.
Oh my gosh, my husband asks me every single day, I swear to you, "Have you seen my wallet?" And I'm just
Yes!
like, "I'm gonna put that on your tombstone. Have you seen my wallet?" Because that is the one thing I hear every day. I'm like, "Can't you find one place for your wallet?" And then he puts it in the weirdest place, like, he'll find it up on the mantle above the fireplace, above the microwave, in the kitchen, like, in the pantry. The crazy I'm just like, "Really? Why would you put it in some of these places?"
So to add to this mental load, and this was before my husband and I had kids, you know where I found his stethoscope one time? Take a wild guess. The refrigerator. I found his stethoscope in the refrigerator. So there are times I have to keep track of stuff like that.
My gosh, isn't that like a sign of dementia?
I would have to agree with that.
I don't know, I heard that, like, Alzheimer's patients do stuff like that. You should have him checked.
He was in his 30s at that time, so I don't know
That's
about
so
that.
funny. Uh-oh, you better get ready as he gets older.
I think I have to put a tracker on him and everything else that we own. I don't know how I'm gonna handle this, but that's part of my mental load, my invisible mental load.
Isn't it incredible how, like, we just happen to know where everything is? And the only reason I know is because I walk around the house and I'm constantly just looking, like, I'm an observant person just
Mhm,
by nature, and I just, like, happen to see this and this and this. I just happen to see things, especially if they're out of place,
mhm.
because 'cause I'm OCD. So, I happen to notice things that don't belong. They're there where they don't belong, you know? And then they'll just, like, ask me about it, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, it's right there," you know? Like, I just
Yeah.
happen to see it.
But it's part of that mental load because 'cause you're constantly recording and remembering things
Mhm.
that you don't necessarily have room for, but you do it anyway because you know it's for your sanity and their sanity, really my sanity, honestly.
Yeah, and then when it's like I don't know, they're like, "Oh, how do you not
I
know?"
know. They expect us to have, like, this magic wand that like, zap, it comes right through, right? So what does every mom need? What does every mom need, Tess, in this situation?
Um, yeah, I think, like, every mom just needs empathy regardless of what situation you're in.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
humans in nature need just empathy.
yeah, yeah,
It's not hard to give either. So, if there's someone out there who's, like, super judgy or whatever, I mean, it's not hard to just try to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and, like, understand their situation because nobody's situation is the same,
yeah, you're
and nobody's life is perfect.
yeah, no matter what it looks like on social media.
Instagram,
Yeah,
yeah.
right?
Like, oh, there are some people who are perfect, I forgot,
Oh,
but
right, right. But, well, you and I aren't one of those, so
those are the ones that are, like, self-reporting, you know, so, like, you can't really trust that.
yeah, and this whole thing with empathy, research backs up that support from family and community lowers the perceived stress and boosts positive emotions, and it reduces anxiety and depression.
There you go.
Mhm.
That's all we need, and I think it's also, like, moms need to support moms too.
Yeah.
'Cause there can be an issue with that, obviously, with the self-reporting perfect mothers, you know, like, have some
Mhm.
empathy.
Yeah. Yep. I
That just adds, like, a whole 'nother level of mom guilt, doubt, you know, everything else that's not necessary,
yeah.
and it doesn't do any good.
It's true, it's true, and we talk as about all this stuff in, this season with Where's the Village everyone talks about, and we talked about how historically and in a lot of countries today, moms don't do it alone. They have grandparents and aunts and uncles and neighbors, so the idea that one mom handling it all, it's a modern, really, I think, Western expectation, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Research actually shows that parental burnout is significantly higher in individualistic cultures like the US,
Mm.
obviously, compared to collective ones. So, the more communal support, the lower maternal stress there is. And that it plays a huge role in like lowering the stress of the kids and
Yeah.
setting them up for a great life.
Yeah, because you realize you don't have to do it on your own, right? I always thought I had to because I bought into that mentality of, "Oh, I have to do this on my own," and I am so lucky I do not have to do this on my own, and I do not.
Yes, I could not do it on my own.
Mm-mm.
I don't know how people do it. I actually do have I know some moms in town who do it on their own, and it's just like that I don't even know how they do it, honestly.
We've said this so many times, single moms, single parents, you guys are superheroes.
No, seriously.
So
No breaks.
so have you ever had a like a village moment had that where like someone's heard you but without fixing anything or comparing it like changed the weight that you were carrying? Has that ever happened for you, Tess?
Yeah, I think like, I feel like it happens all the time, just, like, Getting it out, just literally just sometimes the act of saying like, "Oh my gosh, 3 is such a hard age." You know what I
Yes.
mean? And, like, the person who you're talking to, like, totally feels you and knows what you're talking about, but
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily have to say anything. There's nothing to say. There's nothing to really, like, fix. It just just being like, "Yes,
Yep.
it really is."
I 100% agree. I had this well, it was more like me helping her. My neighbor, she was cleaning out her car. Unfortunately, her son just threw up in the car, and I could tell that she just had a bad day. I went inside,
Mhm.
I emptied out my bottle of wine into this big, huge cup for her, and I said, "Here." I didn't help her clean out the car because I didn't wanna do that, and I don't think she'd let me,
Yeah.
but I was like, "I get you. Here's a glass of wine because you know what? You deserve it. You know what? Here's a fun straw to go with it."
Yeah. I'm actually the kind of person too where I wouldn't be offended if somebody gave me advice, even if it was unsolicited. I'm the kind of person where I would think about it and be like, "Hmm, maybe that is something to consider, or maybe I will implement that." Like, I love hearing like all kinds of different perspectives and this and that. At the end of the day, I'm going to do what I want. Like, I'm not going to feel pressure just because somebody tells me something.
Mhm,
But I kind of like to hear different, okay, well, I did this and it worked,
mhm,
or try this, see if this helps or whatever. Like,
mhm.
I'm that kind of person, but I feel like not everybody is. Some
Yeah.
people maybe could get like offended by that. I don't know, but
I think
not
there
my personality.
I think everyone's different, so we need to know who we're talking to. There are
Mhm.
times that I'm both, where I want unsolicited advice, and there are times that I didn't ask you, so don't give me your opinion. So it really depends on my mood, and if you're talking to me, best of luck because sometimes I don't even know what I'm feeling. So
We're women at the end of the day, let's be real.
Yeah, the other day, my neighbor and it was something totally unrelated with parenting. It was just I was taking out the recycling, and there were a lot of boxes and a lot of recycling, and he just looked over at me and without saying a word, just came right over, took it right out of my hands, moved everything out for me. I was like,
Oh, that's
"Thank you, that's
nice.
so nice." And it was my guy neighbor. It was my guy neighbor because he just saw, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna help you out." And it just made me feel like, "Thank you, that really helped."
Mhm. That is nice,
It
yeah.
it is. It is.
So have you to the listeners, we're curious, like, what's, like, a village moment that you've ever had maybe? Like, maybe a friend brought you dinner or another mom just said, like, "Same, I get it." Send us a voice note or an email or DM,
Yeah,
whatever you want. We would love to hear it.
yeah. So, moms aren't asking for pity or medals, they just wanna be seen, they wanna be heard, and they wanna be understood, and struggle doesn't mean weakness.
Mhm. Yeah, no, empathy, real, like, simple empathy can change everything. So, it's what turns isolation into connection. So, especially if you're wanting to, like, feel closer to somebody in your life, just feel empathy
Yeah.
and just be with them.
Food. Bring food. I think that's always
Yes, I
a
remember
great
one
way to
time
do
I
it.
was so sick. Yeah, and, my friend brought me the most amazing bone broth that she made, and it tasted so good because I was, like, throwing up, I couldn't keep anything down, and
Mhm.
it was, like, all I wanted to eat for weeks after that. It was
Oh,
just so amazing. It was so nice.
that's so
Yeah.
nice. So yeah, so share your reflections, your stories, your village moments with us on Instagram at Pomcast. That's POMCASTS. Your voice could help another mom feel less alone today. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.